10 ways to know when you're ready to get off the devil's couch. The devil's couch is that place that I'm describing as you've burned yourself out, everything seems to suck, and you're just not going to get better. Your mind is not going to let you feel good about things until you give it a break. Then it's going to be, oh, look, that little thing looks beautiful. And you know, okay, it's letting me be enthusiastic. But in the meantime, it's trying to stop you. Sometimes you're sick, you're on the devil's couch. But it's incredibly tricky since part of you really wants to get moving again. But the sense that you've recovered can be an illusion. Sometimes I get up, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get a lot done. And I start to try, and my mind is like, no, you're not, because I haven't recovered. At the same time, you could have been recovered for a while, and you're scared of using the energy again. That's a really alarming thing. It means that being on the devil's couch sucks so much that you're not willing to strive for the big things, and because it might mean getting on the devil's couch again. So it's a weird balance. Like some mornings, again, I'll wake up, feel like I'm not going to get anything done. Then I'll start working on it. And lo and behold, my energy comes back. So you just have to keep playing around with this. That's what I have to do. All of this has as a background the fact that you have to stay frosty to survive in this world. If you work yourself into the ground so badly that a crisis comes and you can't cope with it, then it's going to be a bad result. If you are so out of it from being tired that you walk out into oncoming traffic, it's going to be a worse result. So here are some of the things I watch for that tell me, okay, I need to get my butt in gear and get up off the devil's couch. Sometimes things that haven't brought you joy in a while, like movies or whatever, suddenly start to. Things are just brighter, visually more clear. Your world, which is tiny, since you can think of little when you're on the devil's couch, expands. You've got fewer physical symptoms, vertigo, headaches, stomach problems. You can calibrate anxiety. Are you worried about things that are foolish? If you stop having that much anxiety, it probably means you're ready to get up off the devil's couch. There's nothing you can see on the horizon that you need to be frosty for. That's to say there's no oncoming train coming down the tracks for you, no crisis, so you can dip into your reserves a little bit more. Knowing how long your cycle of this usually lasts, I typically know that if I've been working like mad, it's usually I work for about a month like crazy, and it's going to be 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks until I'm ready to get up off the devil's couch. And if I think it's going to be 2 weeks, it's going to be 3. If I think it's going to be 3 weeks, it's going to be 4. Same thing as when you get sick and you're recovering. It's like, I'm better. No, you're not. Also, it's good to notice that you're not oversleeping as much. A big tip for me is that I'm getting memories put in front of me about good times rather than the intrusive thoughts about all the bad times. That's my mind saying, hey, we're ready to go again. So here are some fun things that might happen to you, that have happened to you, that you do have a lot of energy. You're ready to go. So if the above is true, congratulations, you're ready to give it another shot. If not, try resting a little bit more. But you also have an important choice. If you can avoid rushing back into work, you can have a nice time taking it easy. That's like your soft landing. That is, you got something big done. Now go to the beach and really enjoy it and don't think about your work. It's your choice. You'll be back on the couch again eventually, but you'll also get off. And it's a bummer that I have limited energy. I wish I had all the energy all the time. And people convince themselves of that. I've convinced myself of that. But I need to take the lesson away from this, that I need to plan carefully about what I'm doing. Make sure it counts for something, even though that takes energy. But if I'm going to do something, if I'm going to use my precious energy, I'm going to use it for something that adds up to something that gets me something else, so that maybe I can get other people to help me with what I'm doing.